Don't everybody finna have their own impression. I've been through too much, so I don't like expressing. Tell you one thing, you're gonna ask another question. If I tell you how I feel, you're gonna take advantage. Yeah, I know you rap test, you ain't get the message. I speak in code that ain't for you if you don't understand it. That ain't what you wanna think, you keep guessing. Why should I even tweet when all you finna do is edit? Silence, it's a vow of silence. It's a vow of silence that we're gonna be breaking in a beautiful way today. So I have a really special message today for my collective. And this message, though it may seem a little bit out there, it's something that I've been guided to share with my collective. So this is a message from Prince, and before I get into the message, I kind of want to give a little bit of a backstory. So though I come from a very musically inclined family, I've never been, I think the people in my family were too busy making music, whatever, performing, instead of collecting music. So I've never actually seen, like, I've never, had a collection of like CDs or records or anything like that. And I've never really been a big fan of the thing is, like, I'm a fan, but I've never been like a super fan of anybody, if that makes sense. And I don't know why, but that's just how I am. And I know some people are different, but that's just how I am. It's not everyone. Like, I truly adore people, and I adore their light, and I can value it and appreciate it. But I've never like got obsessed with anybody. So the point of me saying that is that me bringing these names up today is not like me, being some obsessive person, like, and even like obsessing over anything, right? This is spirits communicating with me, telling me to share this message. Okay, so about 2.5 months ago, around 2 months ago, I was driving with my friend at the time, and we went down the street. We were going to this restaurant, and we went down the street, and we ended up not going to the restaurant, so we went somewhere else. So on the way to somewhere else, I thought that like Prince was talking to me, because like the reason I thought that, and I told my friend at the time, I was like, I swear, like, going in that street, like, I swear Prince was just trying to talk to me. And yeah, and I found out, like, I didn't even know Prince really had died. I didn't really know, like, I know Purple Rain, I know like some people might say I like kind of live under a rock, but even better, like, for me to deliver this message. Okay, so that night when we were down that street, what I saw was like a license plate, a car, and it said PDD, right, in black, and then the next car next to it was in black, and it said SET or SET, yeah. And then we went down a street that was like Seth Street or something, and I was like, oh, that's weird. And I was like, I was just thinking, because when I saw the first sign, I was, already psychically tuning in to what's going on, and then I see Seth, and it's almost like another reminder. And so basically, like, there was a few little synchronicities there. I won't say too many, but enough to definitely catch my attention, and I looked up, it was enough to catch my attention to actually look up into Prince's death, right? So, by the way, I just want to say, this is for entertainment purposes only. Don't shoot the messenger. But yeah, so I ended up looking up what happened to Prince, and apparently he died in a very mysterious way. Like, if you ask me, it's quite suspicious. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I didn't really give it too much second thought. I looked into Seth the god, and he's like a god of chaos, war, destruction, and he was jealous of his siblings Osiris and Isis. I think he killed one of his brothers in Egypt. But Seth was the brother of Osiris and Isis. And yeah, that's really interesting. So, like, Seth described as not very nice, like, animal. And I didn't know, like, I guess it's like open for discussion. You guys are welcome to share your opinions in the comments. Like, maybe some of the stars could be reincarnations of certain gods, or, you know, fractals of certain gods, like Egyptian gods, like Osiris and Isis. Maybe Prince might have been connected to them. I don't know, but there may be some link there. But unless he's simply just describing, you know, that it's like that kind of dynamic, how Set killed his brothers, right? And they might have all been really close, or brothers. So this is kind of like a psychic investigation we do it as a collective. And you do have a little fairy dust that you can take away from this and get the clarity that Prince is trying to send out to the collective. So yeah, so after that I learned, I was like, oh, that's super sus, right? Super fucking sus. And didn't really think about it, let it go. Didn't really think about it. Fast forward now, it's like 2.5 months later. My friend sent me a video the other day. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Yeah, he sent me a video yesterday, and it triggered something in me because we've been discussing, you know. And I told him, I think Prince might have talked to me, and this friend of mine, he's an incredible, beautiful soul. But he's very much so in and amongst all this kind of like stuff that's going on in the world. He's more like, he's like an investigative journalist, soulpreneur, if you ask me. Like, amazing soul. But yeah, he knows a lot of information about all this stuff, and like what's going on in the stars in Hollywood and the industry, and, you know, underground and all of that stuff. So he's amazing to talk to. So I mentioned to him, you know, I think Prince spoke to me like in the spirit, and he sent me something where he was actually talking to another lady about Prince, and she was saying some, you know, things about him that weren't so pleasant. But I was like, oh, that's interesting. So that triggered me to want to open up to connect with Prince, because I have mediumship abilities. And it's crazy because in the last week I've been through these extreme upgrades. I really believe that, you know, the ancestors are celebrating me by sending me this, though I'm not Kiwi, I'm not, I don't have New Zealand, but I am Polynesian. I have Polynesian blood. But it says Kia kaha, forever strong. My neighbor gave me this today after I could hear my ancestors celebrating me in the spirit last night. But not just about this Prince thing, it's about some other things anyway. Anyway, gang, back to the main story, which is I've been going through some upgrades with my abilities, okay? And these are like stellar upgrades. These are incredible quantum upgrades. I'm mind blown by the things that I'm discovering about my own gifts. And I've been kind of on a little bit of like an energetic lockdown over the last week as well. Aside from but anyway, I'm not going to talk too much about myself, but the main point is my gifts have gotten stronger, so it was really easy. So I'm like, I know, I'm just going to connect with Prince, right, and see if he comes and talks to me, right? Boom, he literally showed up straight away, and he seemed happy, he seemed content. He had this beautiful guitar, and he was sitting on this like couch, and he seemed chill, like really happy, and he was like kind of playing the guitar a little bit here and there, and he knew I was there to talk, right? And my ear is literally like ringing so high pitched for the last like minute as I'm saying this. So so I was like to Prince, because I wanted to know, you know, what happened to him. I was like, well, I may as well ask him. And I really believe that Prince was actually happy that I was like connected to my friend, who, like I'm saying, he's like investigates all this stuff. It's his superpower. And yeah, I said to Prince, like, so like, Prince, what happened to you? Like, and he told me, like, he showed me like this, like claws coming in like this, like, and he said he was attacked. And I was like, and he said I was attacked. And as he said that, I also heard by evil people. By evil people. And I was like, oh, so you're attacked by evil people. And he nodded, and he like smiled like this, like nodded like this, right? Then he goes, then he didn't say anything, but then I asked him, well, who was involved? And he just kind of looked at me like sort of sideways, and I was like, was P. Diddy, you know, involved in, you know, your death? And he did this, and I was like, what the fuck is that hand sign? Like, he literally did this, and I was like, what? So I figured he wasn't. I was like, oh, okay, I guess you won't tell me. I later found out what that hand sign could potentially mean, but and I was like, okay, well, if you don't want to tell me, then is there anything you want me to tell the people, Prince? Like, and he goes, yes. and he goes, yes, and he holds up this CD, and I, what it looked like was like Biggie Smalls with like this little crown. It's something I recognize as Biggie Smalls' Notorious Big IG, right? With a little crown. I don't know if that's the actual album cover that he was showing me, the exact one, but he was showing me an album of Notorious B.I.G. and then he flipped it around. So I saw the album. I was like, okay, Biggie Smalls, I guess, album. And then he flipped it around and zooms in, like shows me, and it's glowing on the second song. So he's like, basically he's saying, go and listen to this song, right? So, and I was about to close the portal, like leave, and I was like, okay, well, thank you for that, Prince. He also told me some other things which I won't get into in this video, but I was like, well, thank you, Prince. And then I'm like, okay, I was just about to close the portal, and then I was like, oh wait, what year was the CD? Like, what year? And also the CD turned into a vinyl. It was like shape-shifting into a vinyl and then a CD. So it was, you know, like a record. So he's saying it was a time when records were out. So yeah, and he showed me it was like 1997. So now he was putting a lot of emphasis on the 7. So I went and looked up Notorious, like Biggie Smalls album 97, right? There was an album that came out, and that album was called Life After Death, right? The second song is called Somebody's Gotta Die. If you go and check out that song on Notorious B.I.G.'s album, if you go and check out that song, that's a message, right? My ear is ringing so loud. You will get the message that Prince is sending to the people. And then I found out that this, like, I kind of Googled it, a little bit of research told me that this is like a vow of silence. It's always like he can't speak on it, or like life after death, like he's bound by something, you know, a vow of silence or something. He can't speak on who hurt him, who was involved. But yeah, there's something fishy about it. And there were more signs that first night I saw the synchronicities about Prince, like when he was trying to get my attention. But the thing is, yeah, they also want to mention that it's not just Prince that's involved in this. It's like there's an alliance that's formed in the spirit to bring about some kind of divine justice. And this is bigger. There's a lot of stars involved, and they are peaceful at this time because they know that everything's like going according to plan. So just go listen to the song, gang. That's a message that I was really 1313. I feel really lucky to deliver as well. I feel really lucky. And Prince told me something really special too. Like, I feel like it was just for me though. And yeah, I'm just so happy to share this message with my collective. But I feel like let's just pull a couple of, I got this brand new tarot deck here, the Enchanted Animal. Let's just pull a couple of cards, see what comes out. So yeah, I've been busting to share this message with you guys for a while, and though it may come across a little bit extra, you know, I have no reason to deliver this message other than being obedient to what is being asked of me. I didn't have to deliver this message. Okay, so wait. And then, yeah, so I closed the portal tribe and then left Prince. I was going to open back up to talk to him again, but I figured I'd just let him be because he seemed content and he gave the message, right? I don't think the cards are going to help today, though they are super cute. Is there anything else I need to share? Yeah, so the other people involved in this is, and I feel like there is a connection to Biggie Smalls, Michael Jackson, Prince. You know, I don't know why I'm called to share this message either, but it's someone out there may be wondering this, or it's just a message to the people from Prince. Okay? And yeah, just go check the song out, gang. Fuck, just go check the song out. I love you all so much. Me and Froggy love you all so much. Know you are loved, you are safe, you are protected, you are guided. We'll see you in the next one. Gang, gang, gang.